living the life of your dreams and building like your empire, whatever it is, building your dreams, going after it. Like, how do people do it? That is something that is so critical to our success. And that's exactly what I want to talk about today is what is it that you want in your life and how do you make it happen?
I'm Kim Barber with Kim Barber Group and eXp Realty, and I've helped thousands of owners and agents with real estate since 2004.
How do we do it? How do we go from an ordinary to an extraordinary? Or maybe how do we get past certain things? How do we make our dreams come true? And I'm going to walk through some specific details, like get your pen and paper out, come back and rewatch this video. So I want to talk a little bit about the story of it and how this happens, and then like literally like do this, do this, do this, do this. And so hopefully this will help you out so that you can in the end manifest your dreams, make everything that you want come true, and hopefully inspire you to think bigger and bigger and bigger. Because I can tell you, this is the secret. So the number one thing that is important that I talk about all the time is, how do we know which way to get there if we don't even know where we want to be, right? And so like, if we say, oh, I'm just gonna, drive down the road and wherever I end up is where I'm gonna sit, well, that might be your style and that's okay. But if you really want to get somewhere, we need to use our imagination and decide, I really vision myself to be here. So for example, I really want to live and cruise around the Caribbean for a couple years on a big boat, whether it's a catamaran or a powerboat, that's to be decided. But that's a dream of mine. How do I make that happen? It's a journey, right? Unless I win the lottery, but it's in my imagination. So my imagination based on my desire says, I want to be there one day, right? So we have to use our imagination. It's a gift that we have, right? Don't discredit this. It's such a huge thing. And so we need to know why. Why do I want to do that? What are your desires? It doesn't matter what you desire, but we need to think about our imagination and dream it, right? And then we have to put it in front of us, right? You may have heard about these vision boards and dream boards, or maybe you haven't. I'm going to share with you mine, and I want to share a story about how I went through my journey and how they actually helped me, not only like in my day-to-day and my work, but I've gone through some stuff, right? And we all go through some stuff. And what is it that's going to help us get past our stuff is our dreams. Where do we want to be? Where do we see each other? And I don't mean to keep belaboring this, but I tell you it's critical, right? You hear this, what is your why? So let's go ahead and do it. All right, so for me. So let me go ahead and show these to you. All right, these are personal, but I think it's important this is a personal thing, right? So some of my dream boards, right? These I have been doing for years, right? And I put these in front of me. So dreams have to be in front of us, right? They can't be in the rearview mirror. They can't be hidden anywhere. If we want to achieve our dreams, then we need to put our dreams in front of us. So in my life, when I started to do these, I was coming out of a divorce, and that divorce cost me a lot of money. And I was very frustrated by that. So I'm like, how do I see the light at the end of my tunnel? And how I did that is I did my first dream board. And this is it, right? Just poster board. I've got some that are harder. You can use harder materials. So the one that I just finished, I'm going to show it to you, right? This is that harder board. This is the one that you kind of roll up, right? And this stuff goes back to like even in the Bible. And it talks about like, if you want your dreams to happen, like write it down, create your visions and let it be known, write it down, and it will come at its appointed time, right? So this isn't new. This is not the secret movie that was on there. This is not, anything else that maybe there's some mentors that you follow. This goes back thousands of years, but it happened. So again, coming back to my story, I had a lot of debt. And we all go through stuff, whether it's health or finances or relationships, like we want to get through something. Maybe you're fortunate you haven't had to do that. But, with me, like you have words, right? You can have words that inspire you. And I'm going to share this with you. I needed to dream bigger. right? I had lived like a little bit of a complacent life. Like if you want to go from ordinary to extraordinary, how do you do that? This is one of the ways. So I wanted to dream bigger. See the money thing here? I needed to go big. I needed to get healthier. I wanted to start new. So this was my first one, and I put it in front of me. And I was just fascinated when it started to come through. And I listened to some great people, right? The Tony Robbins, Steve Harvey is somebody that I just love. He's funny and he's inspirational. Jim Rohn, all of these great leaders talk about this as well. But me, I put this in my bathroom. I'm just human person, and I have faith in this, right? So I would encourage you, and even as I look down there, I just use the word faith, and it says active faith. This was actually even before I was saved, but so it's interesting that it says active faith, right? I just said that. So it's important to put these things in front of us. And so how do we do that? How do we know what we want to put in front of us? Again, use your imagination, dream wild, be excited. I want to live in the Caribbean. That's my thing. That inspires me. So I'm in real estate sales. When somebody says no, I'm not interested. Click. What do you think is going to make me get more excited? This is the one I just finished. Super excited. Sky's the limit, right? So now I went from just trying to get money and get back to ground zero. That was 7 years ago. And, since then, multiple 7 figures of income. And how do I do that? There's other videos that can talk about that, but these are some of my dreams. So everybody does kind of the same, where you'll end up figuring out your format. So you want to get some of these materials. And I ended up going with the harder ones because I felt like they stored well over time. And everybody kind of has their thing. So for me, I get a lot of inspiration, but my section is career kind of work stuff, a lot of mental, and then some specifics. And then for me, I have my health. I have my health stuff down here. And then I love to travel, right? And I had learned that I needed to have a balance. So my dream board has a balance. So I have a balance of work, I have a balance of my health, and then my relationships. So I got engaged last year. That was on my dream board. So you can do these with your partners, whether you're dating or you're single and you want to meet somebody. That's in my board stack here. And so we got engaged. So I want to get married this year. And if not, this is the vision that we'll plan for next year. This is 2002, 2023. And I was I wanted to think something bigger. And I'm a water person and I love boating. We just bought a home on the water. I live in Northern Virginia, as many of you may know. And so we bought a house on the Potomac River. We do some renovations, so I have some stuff in there about that. But I like to make money, think HGTV. I went through some health stuff. So you can put some things on there and I'm I need to get past that. I need to clear my mind. So let's talk about your goals, right? So now you can see some materials. You get the pictures, magazines. You can get it from magazines, you can go online, you can write them down. But let's talk about the other things. So you have your imagination, you have your dreams, then you want to put them in front of you. You want to use them to be inspired. So I put mine in my bathroom. Some people put them on their wall, in their office, wherever it is that you need to put it, keep it in front of you, right? You have those days where you want to stay focused, you want to make this come true. I promise you, this is what you need to do. Okay, so the next phase is now we want to make a plan, right? Let's go ahead and here's where I want to end up. What are the roads and the paths that I need to take to get there, right? So I've coached a lot of people through this. It is one of my funnest days. Then, share your goals with other people. So what are the main things that you want to put on there? Here are some topics for you, right? Consider these: physical, spiritual, your family, and attitude, finance, travel. Maybe there's some things you want to buy, like a new vehicle or whatever material things that you need, a new house, right? So those are some things that you want to have, and they can be tangible. Your career, your relationships, your attitude. And the attitude was one that was kind of interesting to me when I started thinking about it, but that can be personal development, right? What is my attitude towards joy, like how will I find joy? Am I going through a difficult time? Am I in some depression? My health, that could be a goal. So we've got the things again and again. I'll go ahead and repeat some of the things that I focus on. So we have physical, we have travel, and physical is like health, right? Finance, maybe I also split mine up between 1 year and 5 years. We can have relationships, attitude, spiritual, family, career. Those are the topics that you want to put down there. So for me, I also have a financial plan, and it doesn't need to look fancy. And if you want to build wealth, or you just want to go from like, hey, like I was, I want to go from negative to zero. And then what's my incremental plan, right? It felt really big to say, I want to buy a house a year. Like I had a short sale in the past, stuff happens. Like, I was a broke single mom. My daughter, I had her when I was 18. And then I went through these couple ups and downs through my divorce, and the market crashed. So we have to be able to go through these journeys and get to the other side, right? And so again, imagination, dreams, your why, put it in front of you. Then now that you know the path, write the goals down and have them tangible. So here's like my goal sheets, and I've got these year after year after year after year, and I've still got them. So it's super fun to go back and say, where was I? Where have I come? And then where do I want to be? So create the extraordinary dream of your life. Try this out. And, I would love if you do it, maybe share some comments down below. If you've done this in the past, share with me. I would be so inspired. Put some pictures. And if this information you find helpful, do me a favor, give me the thumbs up. Again, comment down below. If you want to reach out and, talk about any of this stuff, again, comment down below, and do me a favor and turn on the notifications so you can get more information about how we can help you achieve the success in your life.